Is truck driving the lowest paying job out there? Or one of? Maybe. Depends on how you look at it. So I'm not home, obviously. I mean, I'm not at work, obviously. I'm here at home in my own vehicle. Had to take a trip down to the Dollar General. Sorry, Walmart's too far. And get some medicine for everybody. Everybody's sick at my house. Well, including my wife's been in the hospital on and off for the last couple of months. So it's been a challenge here this winter, but I'll tell you, it's a good thing where I work at. I can take weeks and weeks and weeks off. I'm in the middle of 15 days off right now. So anyway, the topic today though is truck driving one of the lowest paid jobs out there. There was another YouTuber that he's drove truck for 3 years. And he just recently quit driving truck and he's trying to go do something else. He's made a lot of videos. Actually, I'll just say his name. It's Augustine Ramos. And he has definitely uproared a few of the people in the truck driving YouTube community. Multiple people have done videos on him. I know at least three. They've done videos where they've taken clips of what he says and then tries to correct it or put their view in there. And I'll be honest, at first I was pretty annoyed too. I was like, wow, how could he say that? He's only been doing this 3 years and he's got it all wrapped up that truck driving is the worst thing ever. He doesn't say that exactly, but it's not great. It's the lowest paying thing. And in general, just not a great thing. But then I think, the thing is that everybody has their opinion. He's young. There's other YouTubers out there that have said similar things. And I had to take a step back and really think about that. And I need to get driving here while I'm talking about it. So the thing is that at first I disagreed because I thought, surely this can't be right. I mean, I get paid over $100,000 a year doing what I do. But then I got to thinking, he's basing this on you're spending 24 hours a day in your truck. So, I mean, if you're getting paid for everything that you do or all your time, then yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, you start averaging out $100,000 a year on how many hours you were away from home, then yeah, you're going to come up with a number that is most definitely probably the lowest paying thing out there, or one of anyway. And so the question is it worth your time or anybody's time? It's not a good exchange. I'm going to give you this much of my time and I'm only going to get paid this much money for each hour. Now, if you say for an entire year, I mean, it's still the same idea, but I had to really think about that because I never really gave it too much thought in my lifetime or in my 22 years of driving. And, it just depends on what you're thinking. Like, for example, he was saying that his dad, I think he said his father worked for the school system in the Bay Area and he gets I think he said $54 an hour. Or his brother or cousin, one of them, gets some kind of similar pay working for the school system, basically as custodians. And, you add up how many hours they're at their job and what they're getting paid, then you realize, well, that is a much higher paying job if you're looking at it at all the time you're putting into that. But, I've said this before, and this is coming from somebody that's older, not that old, I'm only 52, and somebody that's been in the industry for 22 years, and I've got an excellent record and really enjoyed doing it all this time. And so my opinion is, I've told a lot of these younger drivers or people who are thinking about getting into truck driving, number one, you count the cost. Can you be away this much? Are you okay with really getting paid less, but in the long run, you'll get more money in your pocket compared to if you were working at, whatever, the corner store, McDonald's, whatever it is. Well, you're going to come out with a lot more money at the end of the year. If you're somebody that doesn't have a degree, Either you got some college or no college. Maybe you're not even a high school graduate. And like pretty much right away, you're making a lot of money. And, you know, are you willing to trade all your time? Because most of the time it's all your time for that. You know, I was willing to do that because of the fact that I had a goal in the end. Unfortunately, I haven't followed through. I won't say never because there's still time. But, you know, you can take those bursts of money you've made each year and then apply it to buying your home, you know, securing money in the bank or investing or something like that. The truth is most people don't do that. But my idea was to work for myself and to get out of truck driving. One of the things I've said before also is, you know, what is it you want to do with your time? Money isn't everything. We can look at what you get paid each hour and go, hey, you know what? You may get $100,000 a year, but you're only getting like $18 an hour if you start adding all this up, or 14 or whatever, and you think, man, that's not much money. But, you know, at the end of the year, you're getting, like I said, $100,000. Well, what about your time on how you spend it? You know, during the day, you're all over the place. You're, you know, like for me, for example, I'm all over the West Coast. I could be up in Washington, I could be out in Utah, down in Arizona, LA, whatever. Oregon, I could be on the coast, I'm up in the high mountains. And I'll be honest with you, that is more exciting. I couldn't imagine going to the same place every day doing the same thing. You know, his example of his dad and his brother or cousin, sorry, I can't remember which, you know, that's great for them, but I don't want to spend my time cleaning toilets. I don't want to be mopping floors, picking up trash, you know, and then it's the same place every day. Same place you go to over and over. And, you know, the argument could be made, well, you know, when you get older, you want to be able to have retirement and be able to take it easy. Hey, no doubt. Everybody wants to do that. In truck driving, you know, you can do that. You can work somewhere that has a good retirement, or you can invest money and do it for yourself. Like I said, most people don't do that. But, you know, this is your life we're talking about here. I mean, like I said, do you want to be cleaning toilets, picking up trash, or do you want to be talking to different people each day, seeing new places each day, being somewhere else all the time, seeing what's happening out here, the weather events, you know, just the scenery, places you're going to go vacation at, which I've made videos about that, where I've been to all over, I've been everywhere in the United States, not just the West Coast. And so when we go to vacation, I know right where to go and how to deal with it. You know, I'll tell you exactly how long it's going to take to get there. I'll tell you how busy it is at certain times of the day. I'll tell you what, you know, is overblown and not as good as what people say, and what actually is cool that you don't even hear about. I can tell you all that because I've seen all that in my job when I'm out driving. And to me, that is so much more valuable than how much are you going to get per hour. You know, are you getting ripped off, or you're getting your money's worth? You know, is it a fair trade for your time? Well, these aren't dollar amount things. These are, you know, how you feel about it, how you spend your time, you know, this type of thing. That is worth more than money, actually, because like I said, this is your life. Whether you're cleaning toilets for 30 years at a school, or you're driving a truck, not being home, this is where you're spending all your time. You know, so make the best of it, for sure. I got to go into this other store here. So, you know, I understand that the idea here of, you know, this younger generation, they're worried about what it is they're going to be doing for their life. They're worried about, you know, how to get things going and what they're going to be happy with. Well, you really don't truly know if you're going to be happy with something until you go out and try it. And so, I mean, it's all kind of a gamble anyway, because, there's plenty of doctors and lawyers, that they may make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but they may be miserable too. I've met a few of them. And it's so crazy because they'll go and do something completely different. Some of them will. And you think, all that money, all that time you spent in school, and now you're not even using that. And it's because some of these people have figured out your well-being on what you do, what makes you happy, and what gives you excitement really is worth more than money. But it's not to say money's not important. And so I come from an older generation where you have to pay your dues. You know, when I first got into truck driving, it was said that we don't even want to talk to you until you've been here 10 years. 10 years. Can you imagine somebody young being told, yeah, you're just the low of the low? In 10 years, then you will begin to be on the level of other professional drivers, to where we'll give you respect, where you'll get better jobs, where, things will just get better. I mean, the younger generation can't even imagine that right now. That would just blow their minds. But that's really how it was back when I first started. I started in 2002 in January. I got my license. So it's been 22 years I've been doing this. And it was pretty true. It wasn't until I hit about 7 or 8 years that I started getting more respect. Um, it was 4 years, I think, when I got the job with Walmart, which, I don't believe in luck, but there must have been some luck involved in that. I don't know. But I've always had a perfect record. Always made all my employers happy, did what I did that made it to where I was able to get in there. And, I had to pay my dues. That's just all there is to it. I paid my dues. Here's the thing. If you want to do things that make you happy in life, don't do it because you have to. Do it because you want to. This truck driving thing, I wanted to do it. In the beginning, I wanted to, and I wasn't smart about what was going on. I learned rapidly. And even after I went through that first year, it was hard. Let me tell you, I realized now I want to do this. I worked as a janitor in high school. All through high school, I worked as a janitor in a really bad nursing home where it was really nasty. Trust me, going in to clean a toilet, mop a floor, oh no. No, 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 no. Will not. I don't care how much money you pay me. I'm not doing that. I even had a job at one point hauling fuel, and I was taking heating oil to people's homes, and even that drove me up the wall. It was a day job, because I hear that a lot. Oh, if you're just a day driver, local day. It just depends on the person, because I did that. I was a local day driver, and I had a couple of different towns, because we live in a community way up north here where there's small towns, and I would have to go through and fuel people's tanks for heating oil for their homes. And after a while, it was like I was coming to the same houses, seeing the same people. When I wanted to get lunch, it was stopping at the same mini mart or whatever it was. And the driving forward, 50 feet, stopping, pulling the hose out, filling it, rolling all that up, dropping the receipt off, and going a couple of houses up and doing it again. Yeah, I would have lost. Yeah, no, thank you. No. you know, you you get people out here that say, "Oh, you just can't do it." As human beings, see, they broad brush it, that it's everybody's going to be the same. Everybody's going to, if you're driving a truck, well, that's great if you like it, but you're getting ripped off. And it's like, not necessarily. If you're basing it on 24 hours a day, how much money you get, fine, you could say that. But that's a short-sighted, narrow way to look at life. I've been through 5 decades now of living life, and how much money you get and the time you spend doing it isn't everything. There's a lot more involved. It's, as they say, it's a bit more complicated than that. So if you're just getting into driving or you're wanting to, try to broaden how you view this whole thing. If you're just focusing down on the money, I got nothing for you. There's nothing I can do to help you. But if you're willing to open your mind up and go, what do I want to do every day? What's my plan? Where do I want to go from here to there? Then I could probably help you because, like I said, I've been through 5 decades of living. I've always done well, 22 years of driving, done excellent. And I've got some perspective that younger people just don't have. And so that's pretty much what I bring to the table. I like Augustine Ramos. I like a lot of these people out here. I understand where they're coming from because I was there once. And you want to tell them, hey, you know what? 30 years is going to go by, and then you're going to feel a lot different about stuff. And you're going to look back on, well, I got justice. I got the amount of money that I deserve for the time I put out. You know, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be satisfied with your life? You really need to ask yourself that question because, on contrary to what most people think or what the horde says, you're going to realize, oh, I should have looked at the whole picture instead of just beaming down on that one thing. And so, you know, uh, I don't dislike him or other YouTubers. Actually, I like them. I follow their channels. And I even told him, I go, hey, you know what? I agree with most of what you say. And I do understand. But you got to understand that I've already been at your perspective. Now, open your mind up and look at my perspective and really give it some consideration because what you do in life really matters. And so that's what I got for you today. I can't change people's minds or make them do things, but from experience and 52 years of living and truck driving and many other things, I have something to offer. And 30 years from now, if you take some of my advice or at least consider it and try to mix it into your own, you'll think I'll probably be gone at that point. I'm not going to live forever, but you'll thank me. You will. All right. Have a great day.